Hey YouTube, this is Rush checking 95 here, and yeah, I gave up Evil Swarms and made Prophecies, you know. I haven't made a deck profile in quite some time, so yeah. I started making Prophecies like in the beginning of August, because I knew just Judgment was gonna get hit. I'm like, I doubt they're gonna hit anything else but just ban Judgment. I mean, the deck was fine without it, but now that we have World, this deck is ridiculous. Again. Started off, we got the boss monsters, 2 Priestess and 1 World. I think this is perfect. This is perfectly fine. And the searchers are 3 Temperance and the 1 Justice. Justice is mainly just for Priestess, because you can end phase, grab Secrets and Priestess, which is really good. Set up for next turn. Ridiculous. And then we got 3 Lone Fire. I mean Temperance. This card is really good because you want to get to your world as fast as possible and without drawing it. So I maximized on the Temperance, so I draw into this more than I did the world. So I have 4 search cards and 3 targets, so I think that's pretty fine. So there's that. Then you got 3 Blue Boy. If you don't draw into your Temperance or your Priestess with 3 Spellbooks in hand or stuff like that, you gotta have to rely on this card, like heavily rely on this card. You gotta go Secrets into Masters, into Fate, Tower, keep thinning your deck out until you eventually draw them. But still a great card. Double Veiler. Well, one reason is because I suck at the die roll. I don't know why. I always roll like 1-2. Everyone rolls like 6-5. I'm like, oh, okay. So this card's really good if you're going second. So you can stop your opponent like against Dragunities. Just Veiler their Ducks, all that stuff. Infernities, Veiler their Archfiend. I mean, if you don't have Veilers in the main deck, or some kind of hand trap stop Infernities, you're pretty much going to lose if they have this set up. Because they have triple barrier. What are you going to do with this deck when they have triple barrier? Like, it's kind of... Ugh. Plus, you can make crazy plays with life in this card. So, you can summon this, Priestess, Crimson Blader, attack over a monster, and then their dragon player's sad. So, 2 Veilers is fine. I mean, you can sign them out if you have a better option. So, 3 Secrets, pretty standard. And we have like 2 of every spellbook. You have 2 Masters, 2 Crescent, 2 Power, 2 Eternity, 2 Wisdom, 2 Fates, 2 Tower, and 1 Life. So I'm running 3 Secrets, basic, you know why, it's Blue Boy on spellbook card form. Master at 2 is fine, 3 is too much. If I played 3, I drew it dead first turn. I mean, 2 is perfectly fine, you can recycle it, all that stuff. 2 Crescent, not 3. I know it speeds up the deck a lot, but I don't know. The early game is kind of bad. Like, you always have, like, maybe multiple spell books engraved because your tower can't keep up with all the spell cards you're using every turn. So, I run 2 of those. 2 power. It's really important. It's a pseudo-search card. 1,000. With Master, you can make your Priestess, like, 45. Which is humongous. Like, how many Kalutes you gotta drop to get over that? 2 Eternity, because you banish a lot more, even though you still play the double Fate. Now, Fate is twice as important as it was before. Because before, like, last format, you had Star Halls, like, triple Star Hall with, like, 9 counters on each, so you didn't have to depend on this so much. But you still had to depend on it, but even more so now. So you need to have Eternity at 2 to compensate for this, and the Priestess banishing. And then you got double Tower. It's really important in the grind game. Like, if you have this in the grind game, you pretty much always win. And then Wisdom is pretty standard. You know, it's a Lance. In this card, you abuse Temperance. I mean, Temperance is in the picture, look. You get Temperance with it. And you get World back, and you get its effects, so that's kind of stupid. So that's my spellbook lineup. It's 18 of them. And then you run double Duality. You can flex with Crescent, but it's really important to set up if you don't have a really good hand. And 1 book. If you're not playing this card, you should be playing it. Enough said about this card. This card is really versatile, and I wish it was at 2. Trap cards. 2 Feet of Chain. It's really good this format. Like, really good. I mean, right now, Dragunities and, like, Blackwings are abusing Zephyros in this card. So, yeah, it's good. Also, this deck has a weakness to Evil Swarms. I know it can get over it, but pretty much Ophion makes all those dead. And you're left with Justice and Blue Boys and Veilers. Like, how are you going to win with those? So, when you Phoenix Chain their Ophion, they get their search, sure, cool. Or, if they chain Pandemic, it's cool, because this re-equips at end phase, so you can drop your boss monster next turn. So yeah, you got chains, one wing blast. It's probably my only discard outlet in the main deck for ditching World out of my hand, but it's really good since you're putting it back a turn. One Bottomless, one Compulse, one Torrential, one Warning, and one copy of Waboku. Waboku has been ridiculous all week. You know, in testing. Against Bujins and Blackwings is the best, or decks that just play Lance. Because you have Priestess and Waboku, woo, they're not going to get over your Priestess. Unless they have, like, monster removal in Spell and Trap card base, but you have Wisdom for that. So, like a scenario like the Bujin player attacked with their Yamato into my Priestess, I'm like, Waboku? You can drop your Crane and keep your Yamato. Yay. But my monster still stays, so. Guess Blackwings is even better. They went Whirlwind, Shura, attack. You know, they searched Kalut. I was like, Waboku, and they're like, oh. They can discard their Kalut. My monster stays. I take 0 damage. You wasted a Kalut. Or, you can not drop it. You take the damage, and I can just put more damage on board next turn, and that'll probably kill you. So that's the main deck, 41 cards. Extra deck, it's not done, but yeah. Gotchi, Shining Elf, Emerald, Maestro, Cowboy, don't know why I'm running those. Hierophant, Colossalus, Armory Arm, Tempest, you summon this sometimes. Stardust, Scrap, Crimson Blader. Yeah. The extra deck's the only part that's not done. Side deck, 2 Kaiku, very important against dragons and Chaos Dragons. Well, those are still dragons, but I don't care. Dragons are dragons. Alright. I may have to move this in the main deck depending on what's at locals. But, yeah. 1 jar. Evil Swarms. Enough said. 1 Maxi. Need another one. Don't know why I only have 1. Next. E-Virus. I hate Machina Gadgets sometimes. This card's really good against them. Also against dragons. 1 DeFi. I think you have to play this, even though it's at 1. 3 Space Typhoon. Blackwings, all that stuff. Any back row heavy deck. This gets rid of Whirlwinds, all that stuff. Next. 1 Row Decree. I don't want to sign out so many traps, so I just run the 1. 1 Soul Drain. Rivalry. Really good against Constellars and Evil Swarms. 2 Mind Crush. Everything's starting to, you know, searching right now, so this card's good. And, you know, gadgets. Blackwings, when they go Whirlwind, you're like, whoop. Or a nasty thing I did, they went Whirlwind Shura, got Kalut. They attacked my Priestess, I'm just like, Kalut? And then he just scooped. And then the 1 Different Dimension Ground. Card reads, this turn, any monster sent to the graveyard is banished instead. So this, I use this for Dark Worlds and stuff. I mean, I may play Debunk, but I like this card. Or before you make your turn, like on your turn, you go Different Dimension Ground, then some Blue Boy, and then you do all your stuff. So that's it. So that was the deck profile of Prophecies. So tell me what you guys think. This deck is ridiculously good. So comment, rate, subscribe. Peace, guys.